Hey y'all, Fish. I was looking again today at some NASA stuff and already have a stack of things that are just insanely obvious and crazy and ridiculous. But I thought before I go further into looking at these, hold on a second, please. Yeah, so I thought, before I go further into these where's Waldo things, that finding these things that literally should not be there and realizing what is putting them there and why they're there, and subsequently learning about why we're here and what the purpose of mankind is. And we need to understand from a biblical perspective, because it is, quite frankly, whether you want to admit it or believe it or not, the Bible has been proven out to be probably the most accurate, undebunkable piece of literature that I've ever laid hands on. And I've studied a lot of stuff. But once I started studying the Bible from a humble and, subservient angle, when I came to the point of realization that as a man of flesh and blood, that there is nothing earthly that will ever get me out of this, frankly, serpent eating its tail. I mean, that's what we live in. It's never ending. And there's a reason for that. And we need to get to the bottom of that. Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Spiritual wickedness in high places. This is the same verse, except we have some definitions now. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, chief of order, time, place, beginning, corner, at the first, estate, magistrate, power, principality, principal, rule. Okay? Against powers, objectively, mastery, magistrate, superhuman, token of control, delegated influence, authority, jurisdiction, liberty. That's a word we have to look at on its own. Power, right, strength. Okay? Those powers against darkness, shadiness, obscurity, literally or figuratively. That's important to remember. Darkness of this world. World, properly in age, by extension, perpetuity, also past. Implication, the world, specifically Jewish, a messianic period, present or future, age, course, eternal, forever, beginning on. Okay, there you go. That's world. That's what that means. And against spiritual, non-carnal, ethereal. Daemonically, a spirit, concretely, divinely, supernatural. Regenerate, religious, spiritual. Divinely supernatural. Again, wickedness, depravity, specifically malice, plots, iniquity, wickedness, plots, sins. against spiritual wickedness in high, this is very important, high places, above the sky, celestial, in heaven, heavenly, high. Okay? That's why I look at NASA, because NASA knows, they know those people in high places. They work with these people in high places. And these are the people I'm talking about. And the images I'm showing you are what they manifest. These various little creatures and shapes and stuff that they stick in as symbols, and they all mean something. And it's not even that there's a bunch of techies, sitting at NASA photoshopping all this stuff in there. It's a spirit. It is a literal spirit. And with the computer systems and the algorithms and the spirit getting into the workings of that, and the quantum computers and the Internet of Things and CERN tied into all of it, we are dealing with principalities and powers in high places. And they're showing themselves to us through NASA and a myriad of other mediums that they use. They're constantly doing this. Constantly. They believed in this stuff. This was of the days of old. They firmly believed that this is what they were looking at in the heavens and in the underworld. These were their gods. These were their various little creatures and wars of the immortals. They believe all this stuff. I mean, quite literally to the death they believe these things. And they worship these people that they viewed as deities in the heavens. And to have an institution like NASA telling us what's in the skies and telling us what space is all about. Never mind how the Bible describes the earth, and yet we sit here and watch NASA tell us they can't even leave near Earth orbit. And you just take a look at this institution. Look at their mission patches. I mean, look at this. Are you kidding me? I'll just flip this over. I mean, look at the absolute blatant symbolism in this thing. It is just one giant communication to these types of gods that they worship. And they firmly believe that they're getting power from these gods. And they are. But they believe that by doing the bidding of the powers and principalities that rule over them and command them, that they're going to become one of these gods. That's the big lie. Satan cannot defeat death. He can't. He's lying. Period. And these guys, look at this stuff. It is so blatantly obvious. And so, my next video, I just came across one of these nebulas. And it's pretty mind-blowing, actually. And it has something to do with what you see here. And I'm trying to piece together what its possible meaning could be for us in the present time. But that could take some time. I think I might just put it together and show it to you guys and let you have at it. I wish you all would start communicating a little more. If you're seeing this stuff and you're wanting to understand it, I'm trying to get this out to you as clearly as I possibly can. Obviously, I'm not a videographer, I'm not a narrator, I'm not a Photoshop guy or any of it, but I know these things. I know they're important, and I know that we are in a time in our history that if you're not seeking truth, you're not truly from your heart and soul seeking answers as to what is your life all about? Why are we stuck in this pit of just perpetual evil and darkness? There is absolutely a reason, and there is absolutely a way out. And that's my plan, is to show you the way out. But you gotta see where you are first in order to see where you gotta get to.
But have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, Who seeth us? And who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay,